Alright, hey, hi guys, welcome to Radiant Guardians, welcome back. Please rock that like, subscribe and share for your girl, would really appreciate that. And also check out the links in the description box down below. You'll find 2 links to meditation, one to our brother Darius and the other to Metatron Frequency. And also another 2 links, one to our Telegram page and also Ishmael Professor's website, where you'll find all his products, his 2 books and all the courses that he has available at the moment. Alright, now I've got an article here that I want to share with you guys that I want to just share with you guys, because I know that I haven't, I have spoken on, you know, the quantum financial system, right? And but I've not shared any information with you guys about Nesara, right? So I've got an article here, an up-to-date one, and I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So without further ado, let's delve into this. And it's really interesting, you guys, since there's a lot of information going on about Nesara, and Ishmael Perez has actually done a live with Brother Mal, right, about Nesara. So now I'm going to share some information that I have found, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And please only take what resonates for you. Please only really take what resonates for you and what you already know about Nesara. Okay? There's a lot that don't know all the information, all the intel, and everything like that. So I am going to share a lot of it with you right now, and so please hit that like, you guys. Rock that like. Alright, so the National Economical Security and Reformation Act was signed into law in 2000, though it has not yet been enacted. Its announcement and enactment will create powerful history, making changes for the entire world. Now that's good news. So, erases all, and this is what it does. Changes will be in the United States. It will be made from the United States. Not here in New Zealand, not in Australia, not in any nearby countries close to me, Hawaii, whatever, Rarotonga, whatever, right? But it's going to be made in the United States. So those are all changes made in the United States. And so these are just a few of the reforms of Nesara that will bring. Alright, here we go. So it erases all credit cards, mortgages, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. Man, I tell you what, there must be millions of, bank debts that were illegal, right? Far out. Alright, so that is one of them. Okay, so it erases all credit cards, all mortgages, and other bank debts due to illegal and banking and government activities. 2. It abolishes the IRS and all income tax, creates a 14% flat rate, non-essential, new items, only sale tax as revenue for the government. And food and medicine will not be taxed, nor will used items such as older homes. Increases benefits to seniors. Amazing, isn't it? What else? Returns constitutional law to all courts and illegal matters. It requires new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after Nesara's announcement. I'll read that again. Requires new presidential and congressional election within 120 days after Nesara's announcement. Monitors elections and prevents illegal election activities of special interest groups. It creates a new US Treasury rainbow currency, one backed by gold, silver and platinum or precious metals, ending the bankruptcy of the United States and initiated by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. Forbids the sale of American birth certificate records as chattel or property bonds by the US Department of Transportation. Begins a new US Treasury bank system in alignment with constitutional law. Eliminates the Federation Reserve system, ends all aggressive US government military action worldwide, establishes peace throughout the world. US troops will be brought home from around the world as peace is declared. In alignment with the Constitution, there will be no standing armies, and that will be permanently observed. Releases enormous sum of money for humanitarian purposes. Enables the release of thousands of suppressed technologies currently being withheld from the public under the guise of national security. This includes free energy devices and anti-gravity devices and sonic healing machines. 6,000 technologies will be released initially, followed by the release of more than 60,000 technologies. So tell everyone you know, the more we raise awareness about Nesara, the sooner it happens. Wow. I mean, they really can't go back on that, can they? Hold on just a second, you guys, while I grab me a tissue. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. Okay, so the collective speak on Nesara. So understand that many in the Western world have been taught to think of Nesara in terms of money alone. Though financial abundance is a great blessing, Nesara is far more than a matter of monies disbursed to Lightworkers and others working on behalf of humanity and the higher good of Earth. It is far more than weapons put down, wars ended, the planet's climate stabilizes, debt erases or erased, and illness and hunger ended, aggression dissolved. It is more than space travel and development of higher abilities such as telepathy and telekinesis. It is even more than the opportunity for mankind to finally be free of the shackles of many centuries of oppression, rule from usurpers and warmongers. Nesara is all that, yet it is far more than all that. Now that didn't even make sense. Hold on. Nesara is all that, yet it is far more than all that, because it is about ascension. Nesara is about divine government, not because that it is the cure to all ills, but because that it is humanity's way of finally permitting the freedom, the sovereignty of all beings to fully occur on this planet. It is a powerful conscious step forward into the fifth dimensional living. Wow, amazing, you guys. So this plan first began in the United States with Saint Germain's original version of a new Atlantis being rooted in that continent. The forms created there would then spread throughout the world as more and more countries saw what was possible for a free society, and as increasing levels of light spread throughout human consciousness. The United States was never originally intended to be a place of mass murder of millions of native people, mass slavery of millions of Africans, and the mass incarceration and enforced poverty of millions in the present day. It was meant to be, as some envisioned in the 17th century, a city on the hill, a sign to all nations that human sovereignty, human dignity, could indeed be established in ways that no government, no usurpers, no queen or king, and no foreign or off-world invaders could displace. That dream was put to one side when the old powers that were succeeded in bribing, threatening, and assassinating those safeguarding the original ideas of those following and supporting Saint Germain. Yes, Saint Germain was present in the United States in her earlier years, and as an immortal is present there still. Yet this great vision has never died. And so it comes to fruition through the precepts and provisions of Nesara, a law that was brainstormed by a group of 14 highly conscious Congress members and one young state senator from Illinois. It was passed by Congress in March 2000 due to intervention of the White Knights, headed by Faction and 3 White Knights into law by then. It was signed into law by then President Bill Clinton in October 2000, yet it has never been fully enacted. Yeah, I remember that, and I do recall that it was. So we see many questions coming to our writer concerning Nesara. The information below seeks to inform and encourage all to understand that though great sums of money will indeed flow for communities and individuals after Nesara's enactment, it presents far more than this. It is first and foremost a spiritual undertaking, Earth's people actively declaring their sovereignty above all other claims upon them. This is unprecedented for a third-dimensional planet. It requires great vigilance and some bravery on your part, but you are fully able, and we are by your side at every moment. And so your daily declaration to petition for divine intervention to enact Nesara law is now. It is crucial now to intentionally call in the support and active intervention of those in higher realms, and those galactic families and friends on the ships around Earth, upon her surface and in inner Earth. So tell them that you require and call forth their assistance, that all of humanity calls out to them now on a higher level, requesting all forms of benevolent intervention that respect human free will, yet drastically speed along Nesara's full enactment. Thank them for all they are doing now, and tell them that you are ready to stand as a light warrior who protects and guards the principles of a free and independent race of beings who must now be sovereign. Then open to receive. Nice. So imagine the earth in the transmuting violet flame of Saint Germain. Then stand or sit up straight with hands open and facing upward, or hands over heart, as a sign that you are fully dedicated to this mission. And so your affirmation or proclamation to be spoken aloud each morning, night, should sound something like this. Knowing as you do so that ethically all of us and millions of other light bearers join with you. Oh, I like that. We call upon the great source, consciousness of all that is, the creator, source energy from which we came, and we ask to be fully engaged in the ascension of our own spirit and consciousness, and to move along the ascension path in joy and grace. We call forth healing for all aspects of our mind, body, spirit that require healing from past and present experiences and conditions on this or any planet we have ever lived on. We ask to be engaged fully as light bearers, and we call forth complete divine guidance, direction and assistance in the earth mission we drew upon or drew up before birth. So if you want to say that, just watch the replay. So we call forth the full assistance now of that divine central source that is pure love and the divine feminine in all her creational power, and the divine masculine and all his divine protection. We call forth the assistance of beings in the higher realms serving within the office of the Christ, the crystalline energy consciousness, to assist Earth at this time. And so we petition you now, move swiftly with the legions of light to release and dissolve for all time, space, all impediments to the full enactment of Nesara law. And so we petition you now, move swiftly with your legions of light to nullify the effects of all false chemicals, all illnesses, all toxicity, all war and warlike action to which human beings are being exposed in mind, body and spirit. So we call forth and require divine healing for all, divine protection for all, divine guidance and encouragement for all upon the earth at this time. And we blaze the violet flame of Saint Germain to envelope the entire earth and all her people and all earth systems, experiences and conditions. We petition you now, angelic legions and benevolent galactic forces, including all members of the Ashtar Command. Assist Earth by surrounding her with those frequencies needed to pave the way for Nesara's immediate enactment. And we call forth the power of the archangels, the earth beings who represent in higher levels the souls of all trees and plants and rocks, soils, and all animals, air, water, and ethers. So, right now, we paved the way for Nesara enactment, including complete disclosure of the non-terrestrial and extra-dimensional beings who live on and around Earth in this universe. And we paved the way for Nesara's immediate enactment, including full announcement of the arrest of those responsible for the old false government structures around the planet and those carrying out their orders. And we paved the way for Nesara's immediate enactment, including announcement of the tribunals and trials, and these ones and their false overlords will now face. We paved the way for Nesara's immediate enactment by steadying the heart-mind of every child, woman and man on earth, so that they are not only ready for complete renewal of life on this planet, but ready to celebrate and accept the great changes unfolding now in the liberation of Earth and all her beings. And we paved the way for our ability to rejoice, to give thanks, to know that this is so, now and evermore, that all slavery status upon the earth is hereby converted to a free and independent humanity, living in free and independent states, nations, and villages. Hear us now and answer the fullness possible measures. We call upon you, knowing the times is now for these unprecedented, benevolent interventions to be accomplished. So Nesara, Q&A. We have a Q&A. Questions. Who are the White Knights and what do they do? Alright, I'm going to give you the answers because I've got the answers right here in front of me. So we're going to go through a line of questions and read out the answers of those questions. Alright, who are the White Knights and what do they do? The White Knights comprise 20 million sovereign world military forces working here on Earth and answering to an alien contact intelligence organization. So that's the ACIO, to support Earth's ascension and complete liberation from usurper control. They are the Earth-based portion of the Ashtar Command, answering to Captain Ashtar and Lord Admiral Sananda Kumara. 4 million come from Earth and the other 16 million from elsewhere in the universe or in the galactic. Non-Earth born members are able to take on the appearance of any Earth human. And so the White Knights work solely within the office of the Christ. In this context, Christ is not used as a modifier for Yeshua's name, but to indicate crystalline or light body, higher consciousness. They carry out many different kinds of missions on behalf of Ashtar Command in service to humanity and the higher realms. They work tirelessly to support and enable the full enactment of Nesara law, and they do not break ranks in the sense of placating the dark hats in the long run, though they do hide their true identities and missions, as is necessary to ensure their safety and safe completion of their mission. Right, hold on a second. Alright. Oh, please drop that like. Alright. So there are numerous white hats in government, media, education, medicine, and many other fields. The white hats are not hold on. Right. They do not break ranks in the sense of placating. Yes, I've just read that. So there are numerous white hats in government, media, education, medicine, and many other fields. The white hats are not white knights and are not part of the faction. 3. Yet are a person of high ethical standard, conscience, and compassion, who wish to support the involvement and ascension of Earth and her people. Alright, another question. Where did the whole currency, Revel, GCR idea come from? Alright. The White Knights have reported that the dinar during Zimbabwe system was created by the Bush-Clinton crime family. Yeah, and a former US senator in 2004. This is a very dark scheme, intentionally created as a way to encourage lightworkers to invest in a currency scheme, in part so that they would view Nesara. There is no Nesara, purely in terms of money. Most lightworkers are unaware that the money invested in those currencies was used to create hedge funds that in turn have funded black operations, covert military attacks, and all over the planet. These actions have killed millions of innocent people and injured, traumatized, and left homeless millions more. These occur in places where the old power structure is highly motivated to keep the local population in fear and chaos, such as the Middle East. Millions have purchased dinars, dongs, or Zimbabwe, believing the false challengings on numerous disinformation websites, which stated that those currencies could be traded in once Nesara was enacted, and that those holding those currencies would then become millionaires. Yet in so doing, they support and enter the energies of a very dark scheme, highly damaging to any participants, energies, and consciousness. Those currencies were marked both ethically and physically, so that when lightworkers came forward to trade in their dinars or dongs or Zimbabwe after a false Revel announcement, they would be spotted immediately, arrested and detained. That plan has now been stopped by the factions, the 3 White Knights, though the dark intent behind the currency scheme is still in place. So understand that all currencies will be equal to one another after Nesara is fully enacted, and that Nesara will be a 5th dimensional moment, not an elevated or revised 3rd dimensional moment. Makes sense? This is what so many have yet to grasp, because they do not dare allow themselves to envision that far and that high. Those holding these currencies unwittingly belong to the dark etheric matrix that is draining them of their life force. We powerfully encourage all holding these currencies to immediately trade them in or to burn them. There will be plentiful abundance once Nesara is announced. Leave yourselves open to that very high and joyful moment. Oh, I am totally ready. Alright, another question. I am a newbie to Nesara and Nesara. If Nesara cancels all credit debt, mortgages, car loan debt, etc., how old does a debt have to be in order for it to be dissolved or dissolved? Also, don't you think there will be a lot of sadness and confusion for the people who have worked hard all their life to get out of debt? Then Nesara comes along and doesn't benefit the people who were loyal and paid their bills. I think there will be a lot of upset people. Help me understand what Nesara really means. First, and here's the answer. First, Nesara cannot exist except under one world government, and you are not going toward that notion. You are going away from it into complete human freedom and sovereignty. Second, it matters not whether a debt is 10 minutes old or 90 years old. The banks and credit institutions will be all dissolved under Nesara, as will the entire system. Excuse me, guys. We'll read that again. Second, it matters not whether a debt is 10 minutes old or 90 years old. The banks and credit institutions will be dissolved under Nesara, as will the entire system of debt as you know it, and replaced by a fair and equality-based system of precious metals and backed currency. Only personal loans, money borrowed from a friend or family member, for example, will need to be repaid. Regarding those who worked hard and paid their bills, that was their choice to engage and support the current financial system. That was their individual path and experience, and another path and another choice have nothing to do with anyone else's path. So most have followed the current system because they have had no idea that any other system could be created. They have lived numerous earth lives under a dark and heavy matrix that has steadily informed them that debt, slavery, is the only existing reality, and that they endanger their lives or quality of life by not obeying it. There is a far higher perspective from which to view human life, rather than the perspective that others do not deserve because I have worked harder than them. All benefits from Nesara, if they are in the light or choose to come into the light. And Nesara is far more than money and debts dissolved. As we note above, it is about human sovereignty and the move as a planet into the fifth dimensional consciousness. So under that unity-based idea, there is no need for competition or the feeling that some have it unfairly easy, while others have it unfairly hard. All such comparisons fall to the wayside except for those who prefer to remain in the struggle of their third dimensional consciousness. Wow. Alright, next question. As a light worker, I find great comfort in the words of collective. I understand and believe them, so I have less fear about what is happening right now. I have friends who are not there yet. And for example, I have a friend who is so kind and smart. She is Jewish and quite afraid. I want to comfort her or give her reason to hope. But if I tell her, don't worry, it's just part of the ascension, she'll think I'm crazy, or maybe I should. My question is, what can we tell our friends who aren't aware of the ascension process? How can we inform them? All right. Another excellent question that was. So we would like to say that telling someone something you have experienced as truth can be helpful, but it is in no way an effective, powerful, or impressive a statement as simply allowing them to see how joyfully you yourself are living your life. If you are at peace, if you know that all is well, even given the current apparent turbulence in the world events, if you yourself are radiating the joy of not only Nesara, but of fifth dimensional life, then others cannot help but notice. They will then ask to know how it is that you are so self-assured, so fulfilled, so aware of abundance and constantly thankful for it, and the fact that all on the planet is moving steadily toward greater joy and peace. You might forward one of your challenging emails to friends from time to time if you feel they are open to such. But in general, sending light from your heart to theirs and simply telling them inwardly, all is well, is a beautiful gift. That and the gift of your own joyful, generous, kind and loving presence. This is what you yourself value. And so merely share it with others as much as you can and as much as they are willing to accept. Nesara will apply first to the United States, then to Great Britain, then to Canada, and then to Australia, followed by groups of other countries until it spreads throughout the world. Nesara's precepts and provisions will be modified so as to culturally relevate and fair to every nation and every culture, so that all peoples throughout the world have all the abundance and the human rights and freedom that fifth dimensional living requires. And from that time on, all currencies will be equal to one another. Again, we encourage all to consider that Nesara's laws' full enactment as not a thing to be waiting for, but as something to daily envision. Give thanks for and celebrate as if it were already announced. Yeah. This speeds the completion of all steps to create it fully in your midst. You came to be powerful co-creators, not helpless or recipients of someone else's idea of how you should live. Nesara is about just that sort of empowerment. Behold it fully and live it fully, dear ones. All right. Nice. Wow, that was amazing, you guys. I really enjoyed all of that information. And yeah, really, it's time for Lightworkers to step up and find truthful, light-filled information for themselves. The time for being spoon-fed information from limited and untrustworthy sources is over. We create Nesara enactment by envisioning it daily getting the feeling of the reality of it within us, and celebrating and giving thanks as though it were already here. As the collective say, that is the creation formula for this universe. Remember the great Hopi elders' prophecy. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Oh, absolutely. That is so true. Alright, you guys, that was just amazing information about Nesara. So please only take what resonates for you. And, you know, if you have any questions about that, take some notes down, right? Take some notes down. Bring those questions to Ishmael Perez's live when he goes live. And ask away. I mean, he knows a lot about Nesara, right? And he knows, just has a lot of information that will be of use for you. But I hope that was also helpful for you to understand about Nesara and what it means, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and you know, have a look at those questions again and those answers that were given as well. But yeah, thank you guys for being here, and that's all I have for you right now. But I actually wanted to make a video about Nesara, and so I found some information, good information. So this is like the latest, and this is the update for 2025. So yeah, wonderful information that was. Okay guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Please rock that like, and if you want to watch more videos, I'll be on this side, and if you want to subscribe, it'll be over here on this side. Alright, thank you for being here. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you on Ishmael Perez's live when he goes live. Alright guys, well, that's it. So if you like this video, I appreciate all subscribers, everybody who shares, and everyone who watches. I love you. I'll see you on the next video guys. Alright, bye.